We're with Cliff Fletcher at WEGS, and we're talking about the next couple of weeks for the Toronto Maple Leafs, which will be quite eventful. Cliff, I guess the first question everyone has is about your coaching choice and Ron Wilson. What were the elements? I know he's considering the offer you've made him. What were the elements of Ron's personality and career and experience base that made you interested in bringing him here?
Well, number one is experience. He's coached well over 1,000 games in the NHL, has a great winning percentage. His teams play strong, disciplined, solid hockey. Everyone who plays for him is made to be accountable, and he's had a great track record working with young players. So you add it all up, and it's a pretty appealing package for the Maple Leafs moving forward.
The Sharks not only were a very young team, statistically speaking, the youngest team in the league, they also had one of the lower payrolls as well. So when you're a manager, you look at a guy, obviously, that can get bang for the buck for you.
Well, the coach isn't interested in bang for the buck. He's interested in taking players and making them better. And naturally, when you have younger players, your payroll is lower. And the Sharks did a great job integrating their young players in the lineup, and how they integrate them into the lineup by giving them opportunity to play with good players and in good situations. So, we feel that he would be a very good coach for our club moving forward. Whether or not he chooses to accept our offers, another thing we'll know in the next 4 to 5 days.
So it's... what's your sense? Do you expect him to hear from sooner than later, or what's your gut telling you?
Well, I have no idea. I know he was going to go back and think about it for a couple days, and then I'm sure he'll contact us either over the weekend or at the very latest next Monday morning.
Cliff, so much of this job is communication. Ron is a very personable guy. He's liked by the media. He has a way of dealing with the media that's very direct and works for him. Is that part of what you look for, too, in a coach?
Well, anybody who coaches in the Toronto market has to be experienced in dealing with the media because it's a big part of the job. But we're looking for more of someone who we feel can take the Leafs and move them up the ladder to where we can compete with anybody in the league.
You have 3 players right now who are still germane in terms of their no-trade contract. What are your plans in terms of going back to and discussing that status with them?
Well, we'll do so at the appropriate time. There's Thomas Caberlet, there's Darcy Tucker, the 2 of the main ones, obviously, and we will be talking with them at the appropriate time, along with Brian McCabe.
A lot of times before a draft, managers talking about dealing up or dealing down. It so rarely happens, but is that really a viable option for the Maple Leafs right now, sitting where they are?
Excuse me?
Dealing up or dealing down in terms of your draft choice. Is that an option for you, going up or down?
Well, you have to look at everything. We just at the general managers meeting in Detroit talked with 3 clubs. 2 clubs wondering how interested we might be in moving back, and 1 club who might be in a position to offer us first pick before our scheduled 7th pick. So, a lot of it's just feeling out, and there'll be a lot of dialogue going on, which will intensify as you get closer to the draft. But any trade involving the shifting of draft choices probably wouldn't take place until the afternoon of the first round on Friday.
Do you anticipate a lot of action prior to the draft?
It's hard to project. There will be action for sure, whether how much prior to the draft or maybe during the draft proceedings himself, but there will be action, absolutely.
And I guess on the tampering front, to word it correctly, in terms of the general manager's search, everyone knows that you're limited in what you can say, but what can you tell the people out there in Leaf Nation about the acquisition of a new general manager? Well,
I'm not part of the process as far as interviewing potential candidates, I'm not in a position to answer that. All I know is that the next 4 weeks are critical for the Maple Leafs, and we're just forging ahead and getting as well prepared, and we are well prepared as we can to be ready for not only the draft but possible trades, and then obviously free agency starting July 1st.
Cliff, we're all sort of backrooms or sideline general managers. When you have a player like Matt Sundin, and we all know the contributions that Matt's has made, we also know his age and the salary structure we're talking about. What are the dynamics in having a player like Matt wanting, obviously you want him back, but under the best of optimum circumstances for the club? How do you juggle what's best for the club and what's wanting the best for Matt?
Well, that'll sort itself out in the dialogue we have over the next few weeks, and we're going to make the decision that's in the best interest of the hockey club moving forward.